something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a discussion video. I've been wanting to do this video for a couple weeks, but I was having trouble filming it. I needed to get my thoughts together, and then I went on vacation for 10 days. So now I'm back and I'm ready to talk about the Paper Towns movie versus the Paper Towns book, which is one of my favorite books, if you don't already know. I saw this movie recently, like pretty soon after it came out. So this might not be the most relevant video, but I still wanted to put my thoughts out there since I was pretty eager to see the movie and give my thoughts on the differences between the book and the movie, what I liked, what I didn't like. So let's get started. The overall feel of the movie was very indie, which I liked. They had a lot of really cinematic shots to it that were really interesting. I liked it a lot, and the soundtrack was absolutely incredible. I thought it fit really well, and all of it together just went really well with what I thought the feel of the book was. So I was really happy with how the movie felt. Some people might think that the movie was a little slow, but I think that it stuck pretty well to the timeline of the book, especially considering that for the majority of the book, nothing really happens. He's searching for Margot and trying to put the clues together for the majority of the book, and the way they did it in the movie made it flow together a lot more, and I actually really enjoyed the timeline of the movie and the speed of the movie. I just thought that it just worked really well for everything that happened in the book. Alright, let's talk about the actor. I was very surprised by Cara Delevingne. I didn't think that I would like her as Margot, but I ended up thinking that she was a very good representation of book Margot. I also really enjoyed Justice Smith as Radar and Austin Abrams as Ben. I of course knew that Nat Wolff would be an amazing Quentin, and I thought that he portrayed Quentin really well. He got the awkwardness and quirkiness down, and I was a little bit worried about that, but I knew that he would be able to pull it off. I loved him in The Fault in Our Stars, and as soon as I heard that he was going to be playing Quentin in Paper Towns, I was ecstatic. I also really liked Jazz Sinclair as Angela. I thought that she did a really great job. I liked movie Angela a lot better than book Angela. I thought we got to know a little bit more about her and see her personality come out a little bit more in the movie, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And of course, no one's really talking about this, but I thought that Meg Crosby was a great representation of Ruthie, who is Margot's little sister. She's exactly how I imagined that she would look, how she would act. I thought that that one was spot on. Halston Sage as Lacey was alright. I was a little bit iffy on her, but by the end of the movie, she had grown on me. It was something I didn't realize in the book, but Lacey was pretty much the Margot to Ben's Quentin, which I thought was interesting. You don't get much of that in the book, but in the movie, Lacey talks a lot about how people just see her for her looks and don't really think about how smart she is and that she can do other things than be pretty. So I thought it was a really great thing to include that in the movie and get more well-rounded characters. And how about that gas station attendant? Am I right? Why is no one talking about this? Alright, now I'm going to be talking about some of the differences between the book and the movie. The big main difference was that in the book, they had to rush to go to Algo, New York because they thought either one, Margot was going to kill herself, that's what I thought originally, or two, she was just going to leave and they would miss her. But in the movie, the main time constraint that was driving through the entire movie was that they had to be back for prom. They had to go to prom because it was really important for Radar and Angela to have a really great prom night, if you know what I mean. I thought that I would hate it. I thought that it would seem really forced because Q doesn't go to prom in the book, and that was a really big deal to me when I saw the trailer, but I ended up really loving it, and I thought that they did that plot difference really well. It also didn't take as long for the characters to put the clues together. Radar even helped, and I thought that this was actually a lot more believable. They did it in a believable way, whereas in the book I felt like it was just drawn out way too much and Q was completely on his own. But in this one, you could kind of tell that his friends were a little bit more invested in it. They wanted him to find Margot because they knew how much Q liked Margot. Another big difference is that Angela came on the road trip with everyone, which doesn't happen in the book, but I actually really liked that. She seemed like she was kind of like a voice of reason, and I thought that it was cute that they had that. I loved Angela and Radar together throughout the movie. That was probably my favorite like romance throughout the course of the movie. And of course, the ending. If you don't want to hear how the ending is different from the book, then stop now, go no further, because I'm going to talk about it. I have some serious opinions on the ending of the movie versus the ending of the book. The first major difference is that Margot isn't at the barn when they get to Elgo, but they have to get back for prom. And Lacey, Angela, Ben, and Radar, they leave Quentin at the barn. They just leave him. And he is gonna stay and wait for Margot, but then when he's going to buy a bus ticket, he sees her in the town, which I thought was a little bit more believable, but then you don't get to see the huge argument like in the book, which is what I really liked about the book, because throughout the book, you're building up Margot to be this superhuman, like amazing girl, and then as soon as you see her, she's a brat. Like, she's just a brat, and it just smacks down the manic pixie dream girl trope so hard and so fast, and that's what I love about the book. It doesn't even take Quentin 5 seconds to realize, oh, okay, I am not in love with this girl. Who is this girl? I don't know who this girl is. Whereas in the movie, I felt like they just played into the trope so much, and it rubbed me the wrong way. Quentin confessed his love for Margot. Margot was able to say the line of the trope, like, you don't know who I am, how could you love me, like you don't even know me. Yes, it's true, I know that that is what the book is about, but the one thing I really loved about the book is that I felt like it didn't play in to the manic pixie dream girl book trope at all. And the movie really took advantage of it and then made it into like this romance, and I don't know, Q was still like pining for her when he left Elgo. I didn't like that at all. Also, I really wanted more road trip. I wanted more. That's my favorite part in the book, and I wish that they would have built it up a little bit more. Alright, now let's talk about the things that I liked in the movie. I really loved how the clues were found and put together. I just thought that it flowed so well. Also, I don't know, maybe it was just me that noticed this, but I love the little nods almost towards the Fault in Our Stars. Quentin, I don't think this happened in the book, but let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. In the movie, Quentin wanted to do really well in school because he wanted to go to college to be an oncologist, which is the doctors that work with cancer patients. So I really loved that aspect of it. And also, hello, I know I mentioned this before, but Ansel as the gas station attendant, I'm pretty sure I screamed in the movie theater and no one else got that reference. And I was laughing so hard. I just loved that so much. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Overall, I really loved the movie. I thought it was a great book to movie adaptation. Maybe one of the best that I've seen in a while. The book to movie adaptations for John Green books have been really, really well done so far. And I hope that that continues to be the case with Looking for Alaska, and maybe we'll even get An Abundance of Catherines and Will Grayson. Maybe we'll just do them all because we should do them all. I think that if you are as big of a fan of the book as I am, then you will probably really enjoy the movie. And if you've seen the movie, let me know below in the comments your thoughts and feelings and everything about Paper Towns, because I love paper towns. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!